All right, so we are on Instagram and we are on YouTube. Just want to give a minute for people to stroll into the room. Now today we're going to be talking about planetary magic. Um, I know it sounds kind of dry. Okay, let me just move my mouse here. I know it sounds kind of dry, but this is actually the most important aspect of Western ceremonial magic, often get neglected. When you master the planetary magic, then there's really you don't really need anything else. You can solve all your life's problem with just mastering the planetary magic. Um, as long as you know which. So, okay, so what we're doing today is we don't actually need to do a lot of astrology, even though we can do that. Uh, if I just make some cross reference to actually pulling charts and some technical terms about astrology, don't worry too much about it. Basically, you can these days you can use computer to draw you any chart, and you can pretty much find out instantly what's going on in your chart. Um, it may take some experience to figure it out what exactly everything means. And sometimes when things get too technical, it's probably not worth your time to untie that knot. It's just like people are just throwing around technical terms and they don't even know what they're talking about. So just keep it simple, right? So like without going too much into astrology, most people come to me and say they're having bad luck or they think they're cursed or whatnot. It's just that either they're going through planetary transits. That means the planets, the planetary forces that was protecting them, were no longer with them, or are in retrograde, so called, um, or they are just out of tune with the planetary situation they're in right now. Maybe things that have worked, 10 years ago no longer work, just because like the code of the planetary positions have shifted. Um, well, so in short, so if you're just joining us, if you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, so like the idea is that your luck and your favorable time and your unfavorable time and your career and your love life are basically guided by your planets. Uh, with each planet at a certain position, it's going to give you the maximum benefits or detriment to do a certain task. For example, if you are Mercury favored this time, that means you're favored for fast result, a lot of exchange, a lot of and favors for you to attain quick accolade. Or if your life is ruled by Mercury, so those are the things you should pursue that gives you the maximum result. It's kind of like looking at the current, like air current or water current. If you go with the current, uh, you will find you, that you'll get a lot more results a lot easier. It's like when they say trend is your friend, right? Now, of course, you can go against the trend too. You can go against the current. You're just going to find yourself in a lot of headwinds. Um, Things will be a lot more difficult, a lot more challenging, and a lot more chaotic. That's fine, just as long as you know what you're getting into, right? So mastering planetary magic is also your key to mastering Western ceremonial magic. Um, so in a way, I look at it as sort of like each spirit sort of have their own personality, same way that humans and even cats, even dogs and cats and animals, like each animals have their own different personality too. Now, I'm not going to get into pet astrology. Let's just say I'm not an expert in that. But like, I had different cats before, and I had like a really shy cat, and she has her own way of communicating, uh, her own personality, like what she when she wants to play, and when she's like extra attentive, and when she's extra sassy. And I have like a younger and more extroverted cat that is always like jump onto me and walk onto my head and follow me around. And just as cats and humans have different personality, different spirits have the different personality and attributes, right? And the best way to decode these spirits personality and the attribute is to try to align them with the planet that they're associated with. Now, it's not like exactly like that's the planet they're from. That's like a medieval kind of thinking. Uh, but that's like kind of like a code for their personality. It's sort of like MMPI, although it's kind of okay. So like in a very broad sense, it's kind of like your personality test. You're like an extrovert. You are this trait. You have that trait, right? So it's kind of like the way we look at spirits too. It's like so the spirit is maybe I could like code it for you guys. Like this spirit, let's say Germany, my spirit guide. She's like Martian, but she has like a certain attribute, a certain time that is more Venetian, and she has a certain attribute that is more Saturn, right? So you, in a very broad sense, you can like sort of profile uh, a certain spirit that you try to work with, try to contact with to give you the best results. Uh, Even though you don't want to, like, oh, hello, we have friends on IG. Hey, we have Akagi. I know you for a long time. It's the first time talking to you. Yeah, we have Cataract. Hello, how are you guys doing? So we are talking about planetary magic today. Oh, hello, FGFG. So we can sort of profile um, a certain spirit um, to see what they can best do for us and how we can communicate to them. Um, so maybe one day I'm going to come up with a system. Maybe like Boone is like 75% Jupiterian and like 10% Venetian and like 5% uh, Mercury and things like that. So it's sort of like a language. So without better tools to analyze them, we will use planetary positions and planetary magic language to sort of get a gauge of the spirit's ability and the spirit's personality. Um, so, so in a moment, we after we have done through talking all the questions, if we have any before we start, we're going to go. We're going to do a black magic hypnosis session. Uh, I'm going to help you evoke all the planets, um, planetary lords or planetary energy inside you. That way, you have access to after the session all the planet's wisdom and the spirits inside you. Uh, I'm sure you can get like information from everywhere right now, but the trance experience and the hypnosis experience, this is what makes us unique. This is what makes these live streams unique. And you can always come back and revisit these live stream and these hypnosis sessions. And then using my voice is going to shape your aura, shape your mind, shape your energy. So to better use your mind to do magic. Um, what was I thinking? So most people would tell me when they're trying to. So there are three levels of magic. Well, there are more levels of magic, but like three levels of conventional magic. So A is first level is magic by invocation, incantation, or spells, or magic by voice. We just call that voice magic. Second level of magic is like ritual magic or hand magic. Like conventionally, what you call like a ritual or uh, or magic by instruments. And then the highest level of magic conventionally is mind magic, right? Now, a lot of people have problem or kind of stuck at level two. Now, I'm not saying like level one and two is not good, right? Like you can achieve a lot of things by having level one and two, and but they're sort of like gear one and gear two. Now, of course, like even in the highest level of magic, you have to do some kind of level one and two magic to mix in it, right? You still need to master level one and two to get to level three, but a lot of people are stuck uh, on level one and level two magic, and they will find like different ways to do better level one and level two magic. Like try to find a better evocation or like better incantation, but then they're not seeing much better results, right? Or they do like rituals and more elaborate rituals, and then they try to have the ritual more precise, more articulate, which is fine, which is great. Love it. Um, but then they don't see the result proportionally greater from the energy they put in or from the study they put in. That is because they're kind of stuck in second gear. And you want to get to the third gear, which is mind magic, right? Like summoning spirit by your mind, talking to spirit through astral sense and astral travel, right? And that component is really getting into trance states. And a lot of my coaching clients and a lot of witches I talk to have problem getting into that. So all these hypnosis sessions that we're doing, there's a point to that. It's more than me talking for like an hour nonstop, right? That is to tune your mind, to use your mind. Your mind becomes the magic wand, right? Like, and once you are in tune, which is the point of today's session, once you are in tune with the planetary power, have it all aligned inside you, and you're summoning a whole universe inside you, um, then you can directly take the energy from these planets. Now, each planet have their own mantra, and you can look it up, right? Unless you really want me to go through them, which I'm not. Actually, I have the all the planetary mantra in a YouTube recording that is already out, so you can reference that. Um, at any point, right? You can just evoke a particular planetary power just by the mantra, and most of your problems can be solved by just evoking the planets. Like, for example, if you having housing issues, you can just evoke. You do the planetary mantra for Jupiter, which is Om Guru Viv Namaha. That's it. Just keep it simple, and you just have to like do it 108 times, 2 or 3 times a day. Instead of spending like a ton of money on crystals and spells and hiring people to do magic for you, you should do the most basic part yourself. It's like you don't want to spend $40 at a restaurant and order like dinner rolls, right? And bread. Like all this, you should be able to do it yourself. Um, and like I said, but like most of my clients never do that. And then they say, or my friends or clients or friends quote friends dash clients never do that. Like if they're having money problem and they need quick money, I tell them to do the Mercury mantra, Om Buddhaya Namaha. That's it. Just do it 108 times, a few times a day. After a week, you'll find that your financial situation much improved. But nobody never listened to me, or if they have a hard time finding a mate or they're having relationship problem, do the Venetian mantra. I mean, like you kind of need this like basic foundation in order to go into a higher level of things, just like anything, right? Like if you want to play basketball, you kind of have to like if you want to play basketball at a very high level, you have to like wake up early each day and then like run, 3 to 5 miles, or I don't know how long do you guys run. At least have like an hour of aerobic fitness, right? It has nothing to do with actually bouncing the ball or shooting the hoop, but that is your foundation, right? Or if you want to, you know, join the army and jump out of an airplane in a parachute, you have to do like 50 push-ups. But the push-ups has nothing to do with your actual ability to be a good soldier or be a good marksman. Well, you need to do your push-ups. It's kind of the same thing as in like Planetary Magick and Planetary mantra evocations. Sure, you can like add more crystals, you can buy better tarot cards, you can hire like the best black magicians to help you to do it. You'll find yourself getting much better results if you actually do these planetary mantras. Let me blow my nose. All right, I need to blow. I have like a Nostradamus day. Like my nostril is kind of like stuck. All right. So we're having a little bit of slow day. Any questions before we start? I think like in the past, the hypnosis session was a bit too intense, and then after the session, even though I see a lot of people in the chat room, nobody have any questions. I think they're all passed out, which is fine. Um, if you want to do this, if you're laying in bed, if you're too comfortable, set yourself an alarm clock if you are in the middle of the day, so you can wake up and do other things during the day. I need to take mosquito so I have like a clean nostril. Can you guys hear this? Like me popping the pill? I don't want to take the whole pill. All right. I've already taken half a little bit earlier, but like my nose is still completely clogged. So let me go through the planets very quickly. Now I don't want to like read information to you, right? Like you can find out whatever you want to know. You can probably find out. So like we want to get with the time of the year 2024 where all the information are available. So like me giving information, it's really not really helpful or unique. But we can have like a basic understanding of planets, right? Let's go through the classical planets. So the sun, it represents vitality, leadership, and success, right? So you want to evoke the sun uh, if you want like political power, if you want like a older alpha male kind of power. Um, Now, all the planets could give you money and they can give you love. the two things that everybody want when they come to a psychic or a black magician or a witch, right? It's just like different pathways of doing it, right? Like if you evoke the sun, you'll probably be like a CEO or executive kind of, or aspire to be that level of leadership, or like you want to do business with the government. Um, you are either striving to be the authoritative figure, or you're working with somebody who has a lot of power, right? Like you may not be the mayor, but you can be the deputy to a mayor, or you can be on the good side of the city hall and you do business with them, etc. Or if you're having like legal issues, you want to evoke the sun. The moon, which is governs more like healing. It says here governs emotions, intuition, dreams, psychic abilities. Um, it's like an older alpha female kind of energy. It has to do with healing. It has to do with hospitality. So, like, if somebody is like in a FGFT, you have like heard me say this a few times, right? If somebody is having a lot of lunar energy in the chart, I would like advise them to do something hospitable, like host a dinner party or do some cooking, or if you're going on a date with somebody, do uh, hot pot or Korean grill where you do some of the cooking, or you make your date a homemade meal, or you treat them to camping. Well, or like you should be the one who is making the bed, or being the hospitable person, right? Or you host a dinner party. Um, oh, I just hear a fire alarm. Okay, I don't think it comes from here. It's weird. Oh, so you host a dinner party and you do most of the cooking and you're nice to the guest, and the love of your life could be inside that party, or somebody from that party may know somebody and they could introduce you to the love of your life, etc. And also, I should say that, like, uh, in a very modern way, we want to look at all these predictions, and we want to look at all these planetary energy in a statistical way, right? Uh, like, not it won't hit like 100% of the time, and it would not like miss 100% of the time. It is more than likely that it will yield good results if you do make your decision a certain way over time, right? They call it like decision science, or managerial science. Like, you're gonna miss from time to time, but like if you're in your lunar era, or if you keep evoking a lunar energy, then and you keep doing lunar things, then good results is going to come in a lunar kind of pathway. So it's kind of like playing blackjack, right? Like, uh, of course, you should always double down on 11, because you're expecting like either a 10 or a queen or whatnot. You're expecting a 10 on the next card, right? But it could be a 2, and then you're stuck. Uh, so it doesn't work all the time. But if you always double down on 11, chances is that you will do a lot better on the long run. It's kind of like casino, right? Like, sure, there will be a few people that walk out with $1 million wins, but in the long run, the statistics is on their side. So, like, this is how we do it as black magicians, right? So, um, sure, you could like evoke the sun all the time, and you may miss a government contract here and there, but overall, you'll find yourself living a solar life, and solar events is going to happen, and solar opportunities are going to happen, and you are in a good position when you're ready to take advantage of those opportunities. So this is how we roll here as black magicians. Okay. um, so we talk about the sun, we talk about the moon, we talk about Mars now. So it's like a young alpha male, so like a muscular guy, like a gladiator, uh, LeBron James kind of energy, right? It has to do with conflict. It's got to do with like raw strength, raw courage, lead from the front, aggression and passion, that kind of energy, like a young buck, young male buck kind of energy. Uh, and if you want to go to court, or if you want to play sports, or if you're in a very competitive arena, uh, evoke Mars, right? Or if you're in conflict with your neighbors, evoke Mars. Also, like, so of course, the day of the week, right? So, of course, Sun is Sunday, Moon is Monday, Mars is Tuesday, Mercury is Wednesday. So, the Mercury, you want to evoke them, is communication, intellect, and commerce and travel, right? So, because Mercury is the fastest revolving planet, uh, so it benefits for your transactions, it benefits for smaller tasks, it benefits for quick results, but not long-term results, right? Uh, like if you want a quick money for to pay rent or whatnot, you want to evoke Mercury, but don't expect that effects to last. Or for education, but not like you want to learn anything, but if you want to have a lot of certificates and diploma to fill up your resume, you want to evoke Mercury, right? Yeah. Oh, hello, Dark Side. How are you, my friend, on Instagram? We're talking about planetary magic today. Um, yeah. So, so if you're Asian, Hermes is obvious, or Hermes. I don't know how you guys pronounce it over there. The brand is actually a Mercurial brand, and I'm pretty sure they have a contract with the god Hermes. Um, yeah, so you can evoke Hermes if you want, or if you have like Mercury retrograde. If you're susceptible to Mercury retrograde, you can evoke Mercury, or you can evoke Hermes, or you can buy yourself a Hermes bag to warn yourself off Mercury retrograde. Um, I'm just being facetious about that, but you can like have a fake Hermes and still find it will still evoke that entity, right? So Mercury is Wednesday, Jupiter is Thursday. So uh, Jupiter is like a deeper wisdom. Of course, it's the largest planet in our system. So it's very auspicious planets to evoke. Um, it evoke abundance. It evoke wisdom. It evoke prosperity. It evokes domestic harmony. If you want to buy a house, or if you have like housing issues, you want to evoke Jupiter. Um, if you have like domestic harmony issues, like your family is falling apart or whatnot, or you want like to be together with your grandson or your great grandson or whatnot, you want to evoke Jupiter. You want to have like long term wealth and success, you want to evoke Jupiter. If you want to solve um, if you want to have like deeper wisdom, you want to evoke Jupiter. The result is slower, but like longer lasting and more grounded. Venus. Venus is Friday. Um, it's like my favorite planet to evoke. Evoke love, evoke beauty. If you're a lady, you can evoke Venus for fertility, or you can man too. A lot of men have fertility issues too, so it's not like a purely feminine issue. If you want to have beautiful children, you want to evoke Venus. If you want to have you want to be surrounded by beautiful people, men or women, you want to evoke Venus. Um, so it's a very simplistic way. It is a planet of love, of beauty, of luxury, of art, of pleasure. Um, It's my favorite planet to evoke. Like, who doesn't want more of that? And but like the downside, I've heard from another occultist that says if you evoke too much of Venus, you will. The downside of you can't have too much of a good thing because it tends to make you more lethargic, uh, less motivated to succeed. Right? Like if you are surrounded by beauty and luxury all the time, uh, it makes it much harder for you to go and get things. Harder to reach for things. It's kind of like if you have like $1 billion. If you most people when they're given $1 billion, would they want to stay in a four season where all the best food and Michelin star meal is delivered to them right into doors, and they can sit by the pool all day long and surrounded by beautiful men and women, and get whatever physical pleasure you can get. Most people would just stay there. And would you rather be living the high life, living the good life, getting massage all day long by the pool by beautiful people, or do you want to climb Mount Everest, cold, you won't get any food, hardly breathe, you're surrounded by smelly people. Uh, just getting to the base camp is a trip. You have to sleep on a rock and you have to like acclimate. You have to like breathe air for like 3 weeks. Like that's all you do. You have to breathe air for like 3 or 4 weeks before you can like breathe air in a higher level, right? And there's a good chance you would die. Would you rather climb Mount Everest, or would you rather stay in like a? Would you rather want to stay in the four season, right? So that will be like the downside of Venus is that you can have too much of a good thing, and you are not doing much with your life. And next thing life come by fast. I can tell you, man. It just feel like yesterday I graduated from high school, and next thing all the things that you wanted in the future are kind of like behind you. So yeah, so like I guess like that's my lament to Venus. So like all your life's problem could be solved by just evoking Jupiter and Venus. That's all you have to do. Like I know I am kind of like closing down my business here, or not good for my business. But like the secret is just to evoke Venus and Jupiter, and you have a beautiful life. All your problems will be solved. You'll be happy. Like I said, the downside is that you won't be if you have too much of a good life, you won't be reaching, right? Sort of like the son of a rich man or son of a very powerful dad who's very protective of them. They can get anything they want. And a lot of these kids, when they reach like 30 or 40, like they are kind of weird. Um, they have a lot of lines on the resume, which most of them could be purchased. They may have gone to a nice Ivy League school. They might even got a lot of straight A's, but they are just too comfortable to be doing anything um, amazing. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so the last one is Saturn. Obviously, Saturn is Saturday. Uh, a lot of people say that Saturn is like a bad planet on your chart. It's all about how you use it, right? Like Saturn is more a spiritual planet. So if you are a black magician or if you're a necromancer, um, um, if you want to practice the harder magic, like a longer, like you want to see like disciplines and results, a more like a grounded um, kind of success. You want to go with Saturn. Uh, when sometimes a lot of things you do requires long endurance, right? Of course, like this is like the time of Amazon Prime. Everything needs to be delivered right away. Everything needs to be delivered. I just brought something from Amazon. It was delivered overnight. I didn't even ask for it. Like I just paid like $30 on like noodles or whatnot. Like I see a lot of people that can't even wait until the afternoon of next day. Like Amazon deliver uh, overnight, and there are also Amazon within the hour delivery. So we live in what I call, or what most people call, Amazon Prime days, where results need to happen right away. Sure, that would be great, but like you can't. A lot of things requires long endurance and disciplines in the long run to succeed, right? Like you can get a black belt in karate. Like most school could probably like give you like a, if you want just the black belt on your resume, you could probably go to like a, like a school that pay the sensei or the sifu a lot of money, and they fast track you and get black belt in a year. But if you want to like practice real karate or real kung fu, right, it takes like probably 10 years to master some of these things. If you want to do good in like cooking or master language or whatnot, yeah, sure, you can get quick results. You can be conversational, or you can go to take a class and they'll give you a certificate, and now, okay, here you speak French. But some kind of success requires long endurance, right, and discipline. And this is when you evoke Saturn, and you also want to evoke Saturn for, like I said, spiritual um, growth, like not the chicken soup kind of spiritual growth, right? Like long term, everyday, enduring practice of spiritual growth. And those opportunities, if you evoke Saturn, will come to you. Saturn will come to you. Um, it's funny. I have a uh, friend client. I told her that in 3 years, uh, you will enter into a Saturnian time, which has to do, as Saturn has also to do with the underworld and the dead, right? And in 3 years, she got a job working as uh, in a funeral home. So it just you can't make this up. Like, and the thing is, like, she forgot the reading I gave her, which is like another. I keep telling you guys, this is like the story of my life, right? Like, I make perfect predictions, and people forgot, and then they said, "Why didn't you tell me before?" I did, man. You just never listen to me. So for my system, I also want to add Rahu and Ketu. A lot of you guys have heard me talk about this. So Rahu is the north node and Ketu is the south node. I've been told, so it is a Vedic astrology system. I've also been told that it is also a Chinese astrology system. Now, I'm not familiar at all with the Chinese system, but I've been told that Rahu and Ketu are the only thing Eastern and Western astrology have in common. Um, so very quickly, right? So Rahu and Ketu, they are also spirit on themselves. They're both a node planet, and so it's not actual planet, but like a notation in the chart. But it is also a spirit. So, and if you do like Vedic astrology, it is like an actual entity that rules over your chart and your destiny. And I found it very accurate and very predictive. This is why I keep using the Vedic system. I am not South Asian at all. I don't know Sanskrit. Like I know a little, but like not enough, right? I don't know. Like I barely visit an Indian restaurant. You don't. I don't. Although I love eating Indian food. My point is like I use it because it's so. Hello, it's Fremishes. I use it because it is so quote unquote powerful. Um, it is predictive, um, And evoking Rahu and Ketu in appropriate time gives you very predictable, very measurable, very good results. So Rahu, you want to evoke Rahu for um, earthly possessions, pleasure, and wealth. It's kind of like a Mercury on steroid. Um, it's kind of like a more raw earthly possession. Hello, Dixie Wormer. Sort of like a more raw earthly possession kind of planet, um, but at the detriment of spiritual growth. Um, for those of you who worked with me before, I would suggest working with Rahu for fame and fortune. More like if you're an actor or if you're politicians and you want to get, or you're an influencer, you want to evoke Rahu for fame and social status. Uh, yeah, so like, what does like fame these days mean? Like Instagram followers, but it could also mean like social status, right? Like climbing corporate ladder, or people perceive you to be prestigious, or like a rank, social rank. If you walk around calling yourself a duke, uh, it doesn't quite mean anything these days, but it sounds kind of good, and I bet you can get like dinner reservations at a high-end restaurant quite easily if you present yourself as a prince. Uh, Even though a prince, the title the prince itself, a prince, doesn't mean that you've accomplished anything in life, right? Um, so that's what I mean by like social status. Like people will perceive you as somebody more prestigious, or as you are trying to acquire social status. Rahulian opportunities will show up. Um, Rahu is also the king of karma. If you have a lot of like karmic ties, or if you feel that you're completely stuck in life, completely stagnant, or if you're completely tied down through the webs of life, should I call it, or you're too knee deep in the affairs of humanity that you'll find yourself stuck, you just evoke Rahu, and he's going to help you out to alleviate a lot of karmic pain and karmic uh, pressure. And Ketu precedes Venus, and a lot of astrologer will tell you Ketu is like a bad, uh, inauspicious, detriment kind of planet. So you want to evoke Ketu for high cognitive functions. Um, if you are working in engineering, or if you're doing math, or if you are trying to get a pattern, you want to evoke Ketu. Um, it will give you a lot of high intellect power, not wisdom. So it's different from Jupiter. Ketu is going to give you a lot of brain power for your scientific or some very complicated endeavor, at the detriment. So it is the opposite of Rahu. It will be the detriment of earthly possessions, which is a little bit scary. So if you are evoking Ketu, or if you are in the Ketu era, uh, don't expect yourself to be very rich, uh, but you will have the brain power to create opportunities that you can benefit from it financially in the future. For that, I mean, like, if you're in your Ketu period, finish your PhD. If you're in your Ketu period, code your website, or research, or study law, study the corporate structure, or Dixie Wimmer, you're in accounting, um, you can evoke Ketu to help you through the complexity of international tax law or whatnot. Um, it's going to give you a lot of brain power, but as you are in the Keto bubble, don't expect to attain profit immediately. But I guess the patent or the publications or the fruits of the intellectual labor is going to be very auspicious after the Keto era. So after Keto, you want to evoke Venus. It is a natural thing. So after Keto comes Venus, and this is when you reach your golden age, and when you profit from the plans that you made during Keto, you profit from the intellectual labor that you put into your life. Like for example, if you wrote like a 4,000 page manual on how to build a supercomputer during a Keto era, uh, when Venus rolls around, you're going to be a superstar, right? Or you spend your Keto era studying photography, and then when Venus era comes along, you're going to be surrounded by models who want to shoot with you. So yeah, so it's more about how to appropriately use your planetary force and how to evoke your planetary force for certain specific things you're doing, and how to take advantage of the opportunity that comes along. Uh, with black magic and life and planetary magic, uh, is a lot to do with letting go. Um, like if you're in your Keto era, like the most recent example, you have to learn to like let go of material possessions. You have to learn to let go of immediate like money and romance. I know it sounds kind of harsh, but this is how you best take advantage of the certain particular planetary energy, and the key is to focus on that and let go of other goodies from your past, right? So, any questions? How's Holland, Dixie Wimmer? I may have asked you before, Dixie Wimmer. Do you dip French fries into mayonnaise? I love doing that. I've been told that it's actually a Dutch custom, like a Dutch tradition. Hold on, let me blow my nose. All right, I'm back. So I'm having like a nostril namaste. Like my nostril is completely blocked. Nice, nice. Yeah, I love doing that. Do you do mayonnaise, or do you do like alioli, which is like garlic in mayonnaise? Uh, what's your national beer in Holland? I try to remember like a beer I love back in college, and somebody told me it's a Dutch beer. Dixie Boomer said mayonnaise, but there's also another nice sauce. Chip. Okay, I can't pronounce it. Japanese is what it's called. Okay, I'll look it up next time I go to a restaurant, and I will ask them for, hey, do you have any Japanese? And they were like, what? Like over here, like people look at me weird. Like even in the US, people look at me weird when I dip my fries in mayonnaise. I guess like back in Toronto, I was like with my friends. So like they already know that I'm weird. So when I dip my fries in mayonnaise, they don't bat an eye. But here it's like, what? How could you do that? And then when they actually tried it, they love it. Um, oh yeah, that's true. Like Dutch national beer is Heineken. Do you like Heineken? Like Harklook, John, I love that beer. Nice. I don't think they have Japoneses. in another country. Okay, yeah. This is why I should ask, just to annoy the waitresses. And when they don't have it, I'll be like, I'll act like all sad. I said, how could you not have it? I only like my fries, fish, and chips with Japanese. I'm very disappointed. And then the managers could come, okay, how about I give you a free cake? In Dutch, it's weird if you eat fries without ketchup. With ketchup. Oh, yeah? Yeah, same here. Like, I don't really like ketchup. Americans, and to most extent, Canadians, they're addicted to ketchup. You know, ketchup is addictive, right? Like, tomatoes have the highest naturally formed MSG in the natural world. So once you are used to the ketchup taste, you can't get it off your palate. Like you'll always be seeking more tomatoes and ketchup. So yeah, so it's true. Like ketchup is addictive. Well, they call it like the when it was first introduced to Europe. I think it was a South American plant. When it was first introduced to Europe and to the United States too, they call it the devil's fruit or the devil's vegetables, and nobody would eat it because they thought it was cursed because it's so red. And like some merchants have to host like a tomato eating demonstration in town hall to show that it's actually not poisonous. But in a way, you know, the town folks, they got it right. So it is a little bit of a demonic fruit. Like once you eat a tomato, you keep wanting more tomatoes, and you won't know why. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to pour more coffee, and then we're going to start the hypnosis session. Next to Homer said, interesting, I didn't know that. Now you know. And on the side note, you know what causes the uh, boom in European uh, population after the 1500s? It's not that they are smarter. It's not that they have more industrialized. It's not the racial superiority. It's because they have been importing potatoes from South America. So potatoes is like a South American food, but then it is like a miracle food that could grow anywhere and it could give you so much calories. And everywhere potato was introduced, population grows exponentially because you need so fewer field to plant potatoes, and you can feed a lot more people with the farm that you have. So yeah, so the magic that was brought back, the most valuable thing that brought back to Europe from South America is not gold, it's not sugar, it's not fur. It's actually potatoes and I guess like tomatoes too. Um, it is you can attribute to modernity and post 1500 success in the Western world, and I guess like wherever potato goes. So like potato is the miracle food that saved humanity. So that's my rant. Dixie Wilmer said, regarding your talk about planetary magics, planetary energies, in my mind, 2024 was a year of action and reaping reward. 2 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1, 8 years in numerology. Oh, yeah? Have you been taking advantage of this great year? My biological clock is stuck in 2019. Like I'm still on my pandemic time, like not going outside, getting things delivered, buying things in bulk. living by myself. I would think I've been taken advantage. Yes, that's great. So I can see that, things are moving along for you, and good things are coming your way. All right, so let me clean up all these windows. Dixie Wilmer said 2023 was a year of studying for me. 7 energy, numerology, studying spirituality, etc. Okay, yeah, that's great. I can see that paying off. And if you were to look at your charts, you can see which planet is ruling over you at the particular moment, and which planets are transiting or not in position at that particular moment. So, like, you might have missed my talk a little bit earlier. It's all about timing in life. It's all about doing the right thing at the right time. If you can master your own chart to know what planet is ruling over you, or which are the most auspicious planets at a particular time, then you'll always have good luck. Oh, that plan. So, Dexy Wilma asked, is there a website I can view which planet rules me currently? Yeah, there are plenty of free websites you can use. Just Google my planetary chart or charting um, websites. Most of them are free. Yeah, so you only need, like, if you want to pay for a app or something, um, those are more like for professionals, where you need to generate charts quickly. Uh, and a lot of charts are like all calculated for you to make your life as a pro a lot easier. So those are the only times that you need to pay for a charting app or software. So did I tell you? So, like, when I started my Etsy store, my first um, incarnation of my Etsy store was an astrology store that do Aurelian astrology. I have a system that quantified Aurelian detriment and benefits, and it's a proprietary system that could easily map um, let's say astrological phenomenon in a very easy way. So, like, I can tell you that um, let's say if you want to move to um, China or something, or Japan or something, right? And you give me the information, I can calculate, I can tell you like a certain percentage. Let's say it's 74% yes to go to Japan. And so it's a proprietary system that I spent a lot of time of working that would improve um, decision making in the corporate world in the long run. And guess how many reading I sold over after 2 months? 0. Like, nobody wants that. So I guess, like, the market is always right, but like what I mean is, like, there are plenty of charting system out there. Um, a lot of them would also explain it to you what it means, but you want to, like, understand what it means so that you can decipher for yourself. You just need a lot of practice, and then you'll get it. Um, Or you can always like hire somebody to like go through your chart with you, and you can learn it that way. Dixie Wilman said, I work with Jeremy because his or her astrology correspondence match mine a lot. Okay, yeah, that's great. My sister is really curious what her calling in life is. She's looking for a kind of astrology reading. Hey, tell her to buy my charts. Can you provide such service? Yes. Yes, I can do like clean astrology reading. Yeah, so send me her information. Uh, um, yeah, and then, well, like I said before, if I ask you to pay for it, that is good news because A, I'm taking you seriously, and B, I want to make sure you take it seriously, and C, there's a good chance you'll make a lot more money from what you've paid, right? So this is why I don't mind charging people a lot of money because I know they're going to make it back. I don't want to advertise it because people will just twist my words around. They'll be like, if I were to tell them you're going to make back what you paid me, they were just going to like sit around and wait for the money to come. And then like, after 2 months, they just been sitting on their ass. And then they say, oh, this doesn't work. This is why I try to avoid. You will see my advertisement sort of bland, but yeah. So you'll make it back. She'll make it back, plus a lot more. Oh wow! So we've managed to burn like an hour. That is pretty good. Hello, Cersei. How are you? Interesting. I might do that for her as a present. I will think about it. But I always like your services. Hey, I may be here today. I may be gone tomorrow, right? When it comes to black magic, when it comes to spirituality, always take the first opportunity that presents to you. And sometimes a lot of people will tell you, a lot of black magicians will tell you that things will take time to develop and whatnot. In my experience, you want to be ready because sometimes these opportunities come very quickly. Like I have to like do regression. I have to do regression analysis and look at all the spell I've cast for myself, and then look at all the opportunities that was immediate in the environment but I've missed. But on a later date, I come to realize, I should have done that. That was the thing I should have done. So things could happen very quickly, and it will happen not in a perfect way at the moment, but at a later time, when you look back, you'll realize that things happened at the right moment. You just don't realize it. All right. So, any more questions before we start the hypnosis session? So it is the astrology service on Etsy. I will check it out. I mean, if she just wants her career, she wants to like a career reading, we can do it for $20. I mean, if you go to like any psychic shop, if you walk into any astrology shop, if you walk into any tarot reading parlor, you're not walking out of there for anything less than $200. Like they may give you like a free reading to start, and then they're going to like not finish telling you everything, and then they're going to keep upselling you things. So my prices are actually rock bottom. Yeah, so just send me her information. You can tell her you did the reading yourself. But like I said, whomever received the reading, they have to contribute something, or else they're just going to fob it off, or else they're just going to like, that's interesting, and then not do anything about it. How old is she, may I ask? So yeah, so for when I read my own charts when I was much younger, I didn't believe in any astrology and stuff. I was a scientist, and my first, um, I remember the reading that I got for myself. My top three occupation is one, a public speaker, B, a hypnotist, and C, a black magician, like a shaman, priest. So at the time, I thought it was right. For the first two, I was already a hypnotist. I was in the debating team. I do a lot of speeches, a lot of lectures. So I was like, wow, the first two is very accurate. That is amazing. But no way I'm going to be a black magician. Like, no way I'm going to be a priest or shaman or whatever you call that. That's stupid. All right. So 2 out of 3, that's not bad. And then, like, what do you know? Like, I don't know how long has it, like 20 years later, I'm a black magician. So yeah, so the predictions come true. I just need, at the time, I kind of fob it off. Also, like, because I didn't put in anything into that reading, right? I was just, oh yeah, I'm just curious. When people tell you that they're just curious, yeah, you can be curious all by yourself. I'm not going to waste my time with your curiosity. I don't say that out loud, right? But like, it, I know you're not going to take it seriously, so I'm not going to take you seriously. Um, if you are a reader, psychic, or astrologer, or whatnot, you will understand the pain that I have conveyed, um, for that issues. Dixie Wilmer says she's 22 and almost finished with a study. What is she studying? I got a feeling that she knows what she wants to do with her life. She is just, unsure, or that she has like too many options to choose from. Oh, nice. Real estate. Oh, wow. The two of you could work as a team, You know all the tax loophole, and she knows all the rich people. All right. Any other questions? Oh, wow. We started a little bit late, so it's already 11:25. Taxi Rumor said, yes, that really could be. Hey, young people, we call this the embarrassment of riches. And also, when we think about career, we think about it as a monolithic, the rest of our life thing, right? She or you or anybody else could have like many different careers for our life, or many different aspects of careers for our life, right? Somebody who is starting off as a doctor could evolve into like a um, head of the hospital, which requires more skill that are completely different from medicine. And then maybe later on he could be, or he or she could be running as a politician, which we see some people are, or they could be, or like one of my friend who became a doctor, um, later become an astronaut, right? Um, I have a friend who was a fighter pilot, and then oh, actually, our friend that was an airline pilot, he struggled to become an airline pilot, right? He is Asian, and his parents hated that he wanted to become an airline pilot. Like they wanted him to go to school. They wanted him, all the Asians want their kids to be a doctor or a lawyer or a professor, right? So my friends, who is extremely smart, skip out of college. He went to aviation school right out of high school, and he was a pilot, airline pilot for like 10 years, 15 years. And then he quit. Guess what he's doing now? He opens a Japanese restaurant that's that specializes in what do you call those bento boxes, like deliveries. So I don't know if he's an astrologer, but I'm saying that it's all about timing, right? You could have many careers. Like you could start off as a pilot, and then when the planetary energy runs out, you will start a different career that could be completely different from yours. So like maybe the rest of her life is a daunting kind of things to look at. We can just look at for her or for you or for anybody else who's pondering what to do for the rest of your life. It doesn't. Maybe that's the wrong question to ask. Just look at your charts and see what's good, what's appropriate right now. It could be like you could have a career for like 4 years. Like, you could be like a football player or something, right? You can't play football for the rest of your life. You know, I don't care if you're Ronaldo or something. When you hit like 28 or 30, you're done. Depends what position you play, right? So maybe, rest of your life is the wrong question to ask. We can see what's in her charts that is auspicious for her to do. Maybe she could do something for a year or two and then do something else, and be extremely successful at that and then do something else. I know a lady who was a pageant winner in her college, and she's a judge right now. So it's not like at that point in her life she decided to be a beauty queen, and for the rest of her life she would carry uh, being a beauty queen for the rest of her life, right? She was a beauty queen. I don't know what happened there. Maybe she got into some modeling gig or whatnot. Be happy for a year or two, and then she went to law school, and then do something else. That's life. Aaron666 says, "What's up, Dion?" Hello, Aaron. How are you? Every Wednesday, I gave Azazel my offering, and every Thursday, I gave Marcus my offering. Every Friday, I gave Belial my offering. I love doing it. Okay, wow, that's great. Sounds like things are trucking along for you, and you're on the right path. How's Vegas? We have another gentleman here who's also in Vegas. He comes into our room probably later in the hour, and the two of you should meet up. Wow, so many police siren today. I feel like I'm living in the ghetto. Aaron666 says, "Good, my friend. I know they're with me. I'm grateful." Yes, they are. Dixie Wilbur said, "I'll send her info. I first need to ask her what her birth time is." Yes. It's kind of like an odd question to ask her. I will pay for the reading. Oh, thank you so much. Oh. Hello, sis. How's your day? Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Do you like the milkshake? Yeah. 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 Have a beer? Yeah. Yeah. Heineken? Yeah. 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 What's your birth time? I mean, like most people are kind of open minded. Like when you tell them you're doing an astrology reading, I guess like black magic, you're crossing a line. They're thinking about, oh my god, we are evoking demons. Blah, 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 blah. But most people are open minded with astrology. Tell her that it's all done by computers these days. Tell her it's a scientific process. You know, you have a supercomputer that do all the calculations for you. And the moment they hear calculations and computer, they're like, oh, okay, I can do that. My sister really is already looking for good astrology. Okay, yeah. She doesn't know where to look. Well, she just wants to look for her career guidance, right? That we can take care. Aaron says, I feel like they are all protecting me and watching over me. I'm grateful. That's great. I can tell that they're grateful for your offerings. Dixie Wilmer said, but I won't talk about black magic. Sometimes you don't have to talk about it. They will find a way. Like you can just be the catalyst. I find that is like what happens to me most of the time. Like when the spirit asks me to deliver a message, it's not like, yeah, Jesus said that to you. Rawr. But most of the time, the delivering the message, I don't even know I've delivered the message. It's more like a few hints here and there. I didn't even know like the things I said was like so impactful. And then later they're like, wow, you were right 3 years ago. I'm like, oh my God, what did I say? Um, and those are the messages that the spirit wanted me to deliver. And you are also delivering a message, right? Like she could be looking up her charts, and then like she's googling her charts, and what does this mean, what does that mean, and then she see like, hey, who's Boone and who is Asheroth, and who is Bodagor, and then she was like, huh, you don't say. Aaron 666 says, these spirits have said to me, oh wow, that's great, it's good to hear. Good to hear that you're doing so well and you are on the right path to spiritual growth, and money are coming to you like water flowing downstream. Aaron 666 says, do you feel my life? Any life messages from Azazel? Try to ask us more specific questions. I'm training you. As you formulate that question, it will have already been answered by Azazel. Maybe that's what Azazel wants you to do. Ask a good question and you get a good answer. He said yes. Well, he's going to take care of you one way or the other. And for whatever reason, if it doesn't work out, that means he's protecting you too. All right. And is there any questions before we start the hypnosis session? We have already burned an hour and a half. I guess this is what I kind of intended. Like it says, be careful what you wish for. I wanted my live stream to be 2 hour ish, and this is what we got. Sometimes my spirit guide give me messages through Dion. You're speaking in live stream. Oh wow, that's great. Yeah, sometimes I'm just like talking smack, and then people were like, "Oh wow, this is what you have answered my questions." So yeah, so it is not like so episodic, right? Like you think like channeling message, your eyes are like all flickering and all white, and your whole body is shaking, and you're foaming in the mouth, and you say, "Oh yeah, the angel, blah blah blah, said this to you." That is like a very episodic movie way of looking at it. If you're like a good black magician, um, it is all integrated within your lifestyle. Even like your ritual, like everybody is expecting that, it's like a hologram that they're gonna pop up and start talking to you. Most of the time, your ritual doesn't end. And then a spirit's either messenger or a totality of shift in your energy is the message, or they come to you on a later time that you never ask for. Aaron666 says, "Would I be getting this one bedroom apartment?" He said, already told you. He said yes. Asaso said yes. And Asaso said, for whatever reason, if it doesn't work out, that means he's protecting you. And you never know what he's protecting you from. It may not be directly from one-to-one causation, right? Like humans, I don't know how cat thinks, but like humans could only think one-to-one causation, right? Like this and then this outcome. It's very hard for human to comprehend multiple input to multiple output, and each input have like a little effect on one another, right? Getting this one apartment could be could have like a domino effect, a butterfly effect to getting somewhere else. So it's like a basket of things leading to a basket of outcome. All right. So before any further ado, let's do today's featured presentation, which is a hypnosis session on Planetary Magick. So for the next, I guess, half an hour or so, I'll be going through the prepared script for hypnosis, which is going to take you to a trance state. Like I said earlier, a lot of my coaching clients on Black Magic have a hard time shifting gear from level 2 to level 3 magic. Level 2 magic being hand magic, aka ritual magic, to level 3 magic, which is mind magic, which is uh, doing well for level 3. Let's put it that way. Level 3 is like pure mind magic. Like level 4 and above magic will be doing it in astral realm and partnering with spirit and whatnot. So like level 3 is more conventional magic in using your mind. A lot of people tell me that they have a hard time going into trance state, and for me, I've been doing hypnosis since I was like 12, 13 years old. After many years and a resume the size of a telephone book, I have a lot of experience doing it. Um, and I have so much experience, like I would forget what it's like to have no experience in it. It's kind of like riding a bike, right? When you're a kid and you wonder how people balance on just two wheels. And then once you get a hang of riding a bike, you would forget what it was like to not be able to balance on a bike. It's kind of like trance state. Like once you do hypnosis, once you get it, you get it. Another good thing about like guided meditation is that sometimes when you're deep in trance, you completely lost your bearings, which is like okay in a way, but like if you're being guided, you can get more out of your trance, which is why petitions are also such an important part of black magic. It's because once you're in trance, once you're out of it, you have completely lost track of reality, of your surrounding. And the petition focuses your intention and your mind and focuses on the spirit's energy to help you. But okay, so I'm getting off topic here. So the guided meditation today is Planetary Magick. Um, so I'm going to go through all the planets. I'm going to evoke all the planets, including Rahu and Ketu, inside you, including Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Um, I know that is a very modern interpretation on astrology, and most Western ceremonial magic does not include Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Rahu, Ketu. Um, but I also thought it is an important part of modern magical practices, so I'm going to include them. We're going to evoke all the planets, and then have those portal open inside you, so you can bend those energy anytime you want, and receive the benefits from it. Okay, let me get started on Audacity. So this is hypnosis session on Planetary Magick. Take a deep breath in. Whenever you're ready, you can let it out. Feel me there. Imagine me there spiritually beside you now, holding your hand gently as we begin this journey together. Trust the sound of my voice guiding you deeper into yourself, into that place where peace and relaxation grows with every word, with every breath. Feel how the connections between us strengthens, like a warm hand resting softly on your heart. You are safe here. You are loved here. And we are about to drift together into a world of bliss, a world where everything feels light, easy, and open. Now, let me take you to a beautiful place, high above the ground, where the sky fades into soft, glowing hues of orange and pink. Imagine yourself laying down on a warm, fluffy cloud, as soft as the lightest cotton, cradling you like a loving embrace. This cloud, it feels like a long hug from the sky, holding you securely, warmly, as we drift higher, higher, and higher, away from everything, away from the world below, leaving all worries far behind. The air is warm, gentle, like a soft breeze. The air is warm, gentle, like a soft breeze that wraps around you, making you feel loose, open, as if you're melting into the cloud itself. Feel the cloud under your body, supporting you, hugging every part of you. It is a soft, warm, organic mold, molding itself to you perfectly, letting you sink deeper into the softness as you drift here, floating peacefully. Let your mind loosen, let it open. You can feel how easy it is to let go, to release everything as you've been holding on. There's no need to carry it anymore. The cloud is carrying you gently, effortlessly, taking all the weight from your body, all the tension from your mind. As you drift, you start to feel me even closer now, as if my hands are gently massaging your scalp. My fingers are rubbing your temples. Feel my touch, soft and loving, working out all the tension, all the stress. Every stroke of my fingers sends a tingle through you, releasing everything you no longer need. Feel the vibration of my energy moving through you, loosening every tight muscles, every strained thought, rubbing them away, releasing them into the air around us. You can feel my psychic energy inside your mind now, moving deeper with each breath, massaging away the tightness in your thoughts, loosening the knots of stress. It's like my hands are inside your head, gently, lovingly, rubbing away every last bit of worry. You can feel it melting away, dissolving completely, leaving only a deep, blissful relaxation behind. It feels like a deep, satisfying release, a craving that's finally been fulfilled. You are loose, open, melting into the warmth, into the softness of my touch, into the security, into the security of this cloud. It is as if I am planting the seed of peace inside you, deep inside your mind. You can feel it growing, blooming into something beautiful, something blissful. Now, as you drift even higher, let every part of you release completely. Feel how your body becomes lighter and lighter, as if it's made of air, as if you could flow forever in this beautiful state. You can feel my energy surrounding you, my presence inside you, guiding you deeper into this relaxation. It's like we are one, like my voice is inside you, comforting you, leaving you, comforting you, loving you. It is like my voice is inside you, comforting you, loving you, holding you close. Feel that bond between us growing stronger, more intimate with every passing moment. You are safe here with me, completely safe to let go, to surrender to this feeling, to trust me completely. The cloud beneath you is carrying you through consciousness now, drifting through the layers of your mind, gently guiding you to a higher level, a deeper understanding, a greater peace. Every breath you take pulls you deeper into this relaxation, deeper into this connection with me and yourself with the universe. The air around us feels warm, soft, like a soft caresses on your skin, making you feel open, loose, and craving more of this deep relaxation. As we drift higher together, you can feel the heat of my presence beside you, my hand holding yours, guiding you to a place where everything feels right, where everything makes sense. You are about to embark on a magical journey, a journey where your mind will rise to new heights, where you tap into your deeper power, a higher consciousness. You can feel it coming, can't you? The sense of anticipation, the craving, the craving for more, something greater, something more profound. Now, as we prepare to take you even deeper, I'm going to count from 10 to 1. With each number, feel yourself drifting further, releasing more, becoming more open, more relaxed, more connected to the moment, to the universe, to the journey that lies ahead. 10. Feel yourself sinking deeper into the cloud, your body becoming loose, light, and free. 9. Feel my hand on your scalp again, massaging away the last bit of tension, melting you completely. 8. Drifting further now, floating higher as the clouds carry you effortlessly and safely. 7. Feel the tingle of relaxation spreading from the top of your head down to your toes, a blissful wave of calm. 6. Let go completely now, your mind open, craving more of this blissful release. 5. Feel the vibration of my energy inside you, planting the seed of relaxation deep within. 4. Your body feels wet and loose as if it is melting into the cloud, becoming one with the softness. 3. You are coming closer to the higher level of consciousness, the magic building inside you. 2. Feel the connections between us, strong, loving, intimate, as you release completely. 1. You are here, fully relaxed, fully open, ready for the journey ahead. I want you to trust this feeling and trust me to take you on this mystical journey. The bond between us is unbreakable. You are safe, loved, and you're ready to drift even deeper, to rise to this new height, to embrace the magic that lies ahead. Feel the seed I've planted inside you, growing, vibrating with power, with love, and with peace. You are exactly where you need to be. Now, as you drift deeper, feel my presence change slightly. Feel me as Dion, your spirit guide. I am beside you, my hand still holding yours. But now you can see me clearly. Long hair flowing, gently down my face, my glasses resting softly on my nose, and my deep brown eyes, filled with wisdom, looking into yours. You are safe here, safe with me, with Dion, your spirit guide, guiding you. You trust me completely. You feel it deep inside you. A sense of comfort, a sense of love, as if my presence brings you peace. And anytime you feel anxious, anytime you need comfort, you can simply squeeze my hand, and I will be here, steady, unshakable, guiding you deeper, opening you up to the wonders of this journey. I will accompany you on this journey, opening the portals within you, opening you up to the powerful energies of the planet. Feel it now, my energy vibrating deep inside you, guiding your soul to travel through the vastness of the astral space. With each step forward, it opens up you more, letting in the blissful vibration of the universe. Trust this energy. Trust me, Dion, your spirit guide, as we guide you to release, to open, to embrace the infinite. You are safe, you are loved, and together we will explore the magic that waits beyond. Feel my presence beside you now, as if I am here holding your hand. Trust me, trust my voice as it guides you deeper into this moment. As we begin this journey, a journey through the stars, through the planets, and into yourself. Feel the connections between us, the bond that forms through my voice, through the energy we share, you and I together, invoking something greater, something ancient. Every planet, every force of the cosmos is ready inside you, waiting to be awakened, to be felt. Let's begin with the sun, the center of it all, the source of light and life. Feel its heat, its fire deep inside you, warming you from the inside out. It is not just warmth, it is power, vitality, leadership. As I hold your hand, feel the sun's energy coming alive in you. Feel it radiate through your body like waves of heat, golden and glowing. A force that burns brightly within you. This is your personal power, your identity, your confidence. You are the sun. You are the light. You are life. Every breath you take, you are taking in more of the strength, more of this vibrant energy. It fills you, expands you, makes you crave more of this warmth, makes you crave that feeling of blissful heat, that sense of wholeness, as if my seed of power is planted inside you, taking root and growing. Now, now let's move to the moon. Feel how the sun's heat begin to soften, melting away into something cooler, softer, more fluid. The moon is your emotions, your intuition, that deep part of you that knows without knowing. Feel it now, soft and silvery, as it rises inside you. It moves like water, gentle, flowing, organic. It is pulling you, guiding you through your inner tides, through the waves of feeling and intuition. You trust this flow, just like you trust me, guiding you with every word, every touch of my voice. You feel the connection growing deeper as the moon opens up the parts of you that are secret, hidden, ready to be released. It is the moon that unlocks your heart, and with that unlocking, a blissful surrender washes over you. Feel that energy as you move to Mercury, a quicksilver, fast, sharp, and always moving. Feel it tingling now, like a current running through the body, making every nerve light up with electric energy. Mercury inside you brings you clarity, speed, communication. Feel the vibration of thoughts becoming sharper, your mind more agile, more connected. It is as if I'm touching your mind right now, feeling the spark of ideas forming from inside you, coming alive with the speed of Mercury's magic. You can feel it, can't you? The sharpness, the energy, the quickness of thought, like a tingle spreading through you, filling you with the power of knowledge, the desire to express, to speak, thinking faster and more clear, as if we are sharing this energy, this vibration together. Now we are evoking Venus. Venus is the goddess of love, beauty, and pleasure. Feel her soft, sensual touch inside you now. It is warm, inviting, and loving. Feel her as she moves through you, opening up the spaces in you that are craved, opening up the spaces in you that craves connection, love, and beauty. It is a soft, blissful feeling like a velvet against your skin, like the touch of someone you trust completely. Feel that love grows. Feel how Venus opens you, make you connect with touches. Feel how Venus opens you, makes you crave touch, makes you crave connections. Each touch, each word I speak, feels like it is drawing you closer to that bliss, that deep, loving bliss that comes when you open yourself up completely to Venus, to love, to pleasure, a deep, satisfying connection, as if Venus herself is planting her seed deep inside you, blossoming in your heart, filling you with warm desire, and melting into that love and losing yourself in her sweetness. Now let Mars' portal open inside you. Feel its heat, its power. Mars is action, strength, and courage. It is that raw, primal force inside you that drives you to act, to fight, to conquer. Feel Mars burning inside you now, hot and fierce, like a fire that cannot be tamed. It is raw, it is powerful, it is craving its release. Feel how that heat builds, how it makes you want to move, to act, to take what you desire. Every muscles in your body tightens with that power. Every part of you feels the heat that burns, a desire to push, to move. Mars is inside you now, pushing you to your limit, making you feel alive, making you crave action, the release and power. Burning, building, stirring hotter and hotter. Now feel Jupiter enters you, its portal opening up, pouring the Jupiterian energy, so expansive, generous, and benevolent. Feel how Mars's power is now tempered by Jupiter's wisdom, by its generosity, by its abundance. Jupiter fills you with a sense of expansion, of growth. It is like you are opening up, like your whole being is stretching, growing, becoming more. Feel that expansion inside you. Feel it makes you crave more knowledge and success and wisdom. It's a, it is a seed that grows, that's been planted inside you and sprouting, reaching for the skies, filling you with a sense of purpose, of destiny. You trust that everything is moving in the right direction and the desire is coming to you, expanding all the needs. Now comes Saturn. Feel Saturn's portal opening inside you, heavy, grounding, and strong. It is heavy, yet disciplined and structured. It is like a strong hand on your shoulder, guiding you, holding you steady. Feel that grounding now. Feel how it pulls you down, roots you in place, makes you solid, makes you strong. It is not a weight that weights you down, but a way it makes you feel more stable, secure, and unshakable. Saturn is the force that keeps you steady, disciplined, and gives you the structure that you need to grow. You trust it. You trust Saturn. And together we build that structure inside you that makes you stronger, grounded, and secure. Now I want you to feel Uranus. It's electric bolt of lightning inside you. It is quick, sharp, revolutionary. If it shakes you, feel how it breaks apart the old, the stagnant, making room for something new, something exciting, like a shock to your system, waking you up, making you see things in a new way, making you crave change, crave something new, something different. You trust that change. You crave it. and you want it to be shaken, to be moved, to break free from old pattern. It is like Uranus is inside you now. Its portal opening up, stirring things up, making you crave that freedom, that revolution, makes you loose and opens up to all the possibilities. Now, I want you to feel Neptune. Feel it inside you, its portal opening up, pouring its energy through your entire being. Soft, dreamy, and mystical. Neptune is like a deep ocean inside you, flowing, moving, opening you to the spiritual, to the unknown. Feel its waves washing over you, making you feel loose, open, like you're floating, drifting, completely at peace. Neptune brings that deep, blissful peace, that sense of surrender, of melting into that something. Neptune brings that deep, blissful peace, a sense of surrender, of melting into something greater. You are opening up yourself to that connection to the spiritual, into that dreamlike state where everything is possible, everything is bliss. Now feel Rahu. Now feel Pluto, a dark, powerful, and transformative power. Pluto is the force of rebirth, the power that breaks you down so you can rebuild into something. The power that breaks you down so you can rebuild stronger, better. Feel it inside you now. Feel how it tears away everything that is unnecessary, everything that no longer serves you. It is a raw and powerful and intense energy. Its portal is opening up inside you. Feel the energy pouring inside you. You crave the let go, the death of the old and the new. You crave that release of that letting go, releasing all that is death and welcoming all the rebirth. Pluto's power is inside you now, breaking you open, making you crave that transformation, that deep primal need for rebirth. Now, feel Rahu. Feel the portal of Rahu opening up inside you, pouring his energy through you. Rahu is the force of desire, of obsession, of reaching for the unknown. Rahu is like a storm inside you. Rahu is like a storm inside you, a whirlwind of craving, of ambition. Feel it pulling you, making you crave more, making you want to take, to experience, to feel everything. It is luxury, earthly possession. It's also raw and powerful. It is inside you now, driving you forward, cutting you loose from cutting you loose from cutting you loose from karmic entanglement, making you crave that release, that satisfaction. You trust this craving. You trust that Rahu is pushing you into the right direction. Now feel Ketu, the force of spiritual detachment, of release, of letting go, of high intellect, of high cognitive function, of intelligence. Ketu is like a cool breeze inside you, calming, soothing, making you feel at peace. Feel Ketu's portal opening up inside you, its energy pouring all over you. It is the part of you that is ready to release, to let go of everything that no longer serves you. You trust Ketu, this process of release, letting go and finding peace. It is like you're melting and dissolving into that peace, the sense of release, of freedom. And now feel all the planets inside you. Feel them vibrating, tingling, pulsating with life, with power, with energy. They're all inside you now, their portal wide open, pouring its energy through you all day and all night, working together in harmony, making you whole, making you complete. Trust that they are guiding you. Trust that I am guiding you, holding your hand, leading you deeper into yourself, into this cosmic dance, into this blissful connection. Feel that connection between us, between you and the planets, between you and the universe. Feel the love, the bliss, and the power that is inside you, filling you and completing you. Feel my energy even closer to you now as I gently place my hand on yours, guiding you deeper into this connection. All the planets, all the power are inside you now, vibrating, pulsating with life. You can feel it now, can't you? The tingling energy, the warmth spreading through your body, planting the seed of these planetary forces deep, deep within you. Feel how that seeds take root. Feel how it grows stronger with every breath that you take. You trust me and trust this moment as I guide you to pull that energy inside you deeper, making it a part of you, a part of your essence. My voice, my touch is opening up that power that is awakened within you. Now take a moment to align these forces. Use your willpower, your inner strength to bring all the planets into perfect harmony, each one clicking into place, vibrating together as if they are dancing to the rhythm of your soul. They are becoming one inside you, their energies merging, fusing, becoming a powerful, unified force. You crave this balance, this blissful harmony. As you focus your mind, you can feel them fall into perfect alignment, each one amplifying the other. Now visualize it, perfectly aligned, and feel the harmony of all these planets vibrating inside you, each one filling you with its gift, its magic. You are full, complete, and every part of you is tingling with their power. This vibration stays with you all day, carrying you forward, filling you with the bliss, making you feel more powerful, more aligned, more alive than ever. Every step you take, every breath, every heartbeat, those planets are inside you, vibrating, giving you strength, bringing you luck, filling you with love. You are growing stronger, feeling more and more powerful with each moment that passes, reaping the benefits of these planetary seeds that are planted inside you. Feel how good it is to carry this energy with you. Let it fill you, making you crave even more of that bliss, more of that connection. It is organic, natural, as if this power was always meant to be inside you. Trust this feeling. Trust me as I guide you, as I touch you with this energy, helping you become everything you are meant to be. Feel that love, that connection between us, growing deeper, stronger every day. You are powerful. You are aligned. You are unstoppable. Now it is time to rise, time to awaken that power coursing through you. With every breath, you feel yourself becoming more energized, more alive, more turned on than ever before. The planets inside you, the energies vibrating through every part of your being, have awakened something more profound. Feel it now, the turning on your brilliant, intelligent mind, sharper than before, alive with new possibilities. Your ability to receive the world around you is switched on, fully activated. Your psychic abilities have been unleashed, tuned into the subtle vibrations of the universe. Your astral senses are turned on, heightening your awareness to the unseen forces guiding you. And your charisma is now glowing, magnetic, effortlessly attracting people and opportunities. Every step you take, you can feel your ability to draw in abundance, to attract money and prosperity, fully turned on. It is as if you have been physically transformed. Your magical power have been upgraded. You've been through the fire of the planets, and now it is time to seize the moment. From now on, you are inspired, uninhibited, ready to take on the world with passion and focus. You are turned on to new ideas, new opportunities. You feel driven to work hard, to study, to improve yourself in every way. You are ready to push your limits, to work out, exercise, eat healthy, and pursue your life to its fullest. Every day is a new opportunity, and you can feel the energy of this transformation vibrating inside you like a seed of success, pushing you to grow, to thrive, to evolve. As you rise from this hypnosis session, you'll carry Dion's voice, your spirit guide's voice within you, into your dreams, guiding you, whispering love and abundance into a year, whispering love and abundance into your year. Every night, you will feel this power as you sleep, and every day it will grow stronger, making you healthier, your spirit cleaner, and your life richer. You will feel thankful, appreciative, and deeply grateful to the spirits and the energies that have awakened inside you. You are filled with happiness, humming with excitement, vibrating with bliss, feeling the seed of success tingling within. You are ready to take full advantage of all the opportunities that your super intelligent, powerful mind and soul have unlocked. Now, as we begin to awaken, counting up from 1 to 5, with each number, you rise more, becoming more alert, more alive, fully in tune with the world around you. 1. You are beginning to wake up. Feel the energy return to your body, like a wave of power flowing through you. 2. You can feel your mind sharpening, your senses coming back online. Your ability to receive is fully turned on. 3. Your body feels strong, alive, ready to move, energized with the planet's power and the magic you have awakened. 4. Your consciousness is fully returning now, feeling completely in control, powerful, inspired, and grateful for this transformation. 5. Eyes open, fully awake, feeling alive, feeling blissful, and thankful, and grateful, and ready to seize every moment ahead. Welcome back. Feels good, doesn't it? All right, so we are back in this room. It may take a few moments for everybody to come back. We can stand up and stretch, or if you are in a different time zone, past midnight, you may be sleeping, completely passed out. That's fine. This is what hypnosis is supposed to do. Um, we went through all the planets, through different systems, went through the 7 essential planets. We have also went through the modern planets, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, and the Vedic node planets, Rahu and Ketu. And yeah, welcome back to this room. If you're still in this room, say hi so I know you're still here. And we can talk and see if you have any questions. Hi, FG, you're still here. Thanks for staying around. Hope you have a good time with this session. Like, you have worked with me before, so you know that like this is actually the most important session or live stream or topic in Planetary Magic. It's not very sexy. Like, it's not like Boone's gonna give you $1 billion tomorrow. That will attract a lot of eyeballs. Or Lilith is going to manipulate your lover to loving you forever. That will give you a lot of eyeballs and attention, and that's what ultimately everybody wanted. But this is like the foundation of black magic. I mean, you can do black magic without going through the planets and knowing its properties and all, but you'll find yourself not having the strength and understanding on how it works and the basic fundamental energy of these spirits and black magic. At the end of the day, you're manipulating energy as a magician. Like, you're manipulating your voice, you're manipulating your motion and rituals. That's fine. But ultimately, you're bending energy through your mind. And these are the different sources and wells of energy in the astral realm that is flowing through you. So, if anybody else is still here, feel free to say hi and ask any questions. So, actually, we had a pretty good discussion earlier. I think when I started doing the live stream, in the beginning, there's a lot of dead air. So I tried to fill the dead air with like this like long hypnosis session. And as time has evolved, right? Most people come in earlier and they ask their questions. And then I do the hypnosis session later, which is like a motivation for me to come back to these, to host this live stream, because I always wanted like a long collection of hypnosis sessions, recordings. I have a lot of my students doing it for me, and I had a lot of fun, and I truly enjoyed having teach other people and my students recording these sessions, and I post them on my other channels. They're more like clinical in nature, and that's fine. And I've always wanted to do more recordings, but I just need to like find a time to do it. I mean, you can always find something better to do than sit around and talk into the mic for like 2 hours. But thank you for you guys for being here, so that I'll be motivated every week to do this. And I still need to find motivation to edit all this and put it up either on Etsy or on YouTube or whatever. Any questions? Anybody still here other than FGFG? We're missing the whole Singapore contingent today. What happened to Singapore? Poor. Or FGFG said, I'm doing good. That's great. How's Tanya J? I haven't seen her today. Tell her I said hi. And all your friends in Hong Kong. So it was Hurricane Week. Luckily, it didn't land on Florida as a Category 5. Does anybody here remember Katrina? It was crazy. Hurricane Katrina. It landed in New Orleans as a Category 5. And like the whole city was blown away. And like it kind of wiped New Orleans off the map. Like a lot of the neighborhood are still like desolate in New Orleans. And it took like a whole month to recover. Hopefully we've learned something from Katrina, and some friends in Florida, and they told me they are okay, thank God. And well, I guess like Tampa Bay is more like in clear water. They have more money, and the buildings they have more money to invest in building structures and architecture and things like that. And my friends are okay. So unless there's any other questions, we are hitting the 2-hour and 20 mark. In FGFG said it's autumn in Hong Kong. Typhoon season has passed. Oh yeah, I guess like typhoon season is like September here, like late August, September, and October. So did Hong Kong have any strong typhoon this season? I think I've seen like an 8 in Hong Kong. It's not so bad. I feel like Hong Kong is better built, like more better architecture and more like tall buildings. Guess like the hurricane area in the US have more like trailer homes and wooden houses, and those got blown away pretty bad. And I guess like there are more trees in North America, as in Hong Kong, there's not so many trees, so you don't get that kind of uprooting and things flying around. And I guess like Hong Kong, you don't have like so much debris on the streets. Over here, we have like more loose articles, like garbage cans and things that could blown. And also, like Hong Kong has like more buildings, and you don't like it acts as a natural wind barrier. Even if a hurricane, even if a typhoon were to hit Hong Kong directly, like all the building is going to block the wind, and it's not so intense. I guess that's my talking out of my butt meteorology. Hong Kong and US typhoons are totally different. Yes, building are stronger. Yes, that's true. And I see a lot of Hong Kong people would go by the beach or go by the harbor just to experience the wind. It is not advised to do so, but like I'm not saying you should do that or anybody should do that. It's obviously very dangerous, but they seems to not die. And if you were to do this during Hurricane Milton or Helene or Katrina, you have a 100% chance of not making it out. You have a 100% chance of not seeing tomorrow if you were to do that in the US. That's true. FGFG said the building are stronger. They have like walls everywhere, and people chasing typhoon feel the strong winds. Yeah, and there's not so much flooding in Hong Kong, I guess. Like in Hong Kong, it's mostly built after the 60s, right? Like there were colonial buildings in the 20s and 30s and the 50s, but like most of the buildings and actual building the city started in the 60s, I guess. So like buildings a lot newer and stronger and have typhoon in mind, whereas like a lot of US was built in the 1800s and all the wooden structures got blown away. FGFG said, it depends where you live. Flooding. Last year, there's a serious flooding in the city. Oh, yeah. I think I've heard that. Yeah. But like most people live in a high floor, anyways. Like if you live on the third or fourth floor, you are okay from the hurricanes in the US. So like most people in Hong Kong, I guess they live in like the higher levels, like in the 10th floor. So like the water doesn't really flood the where you live. The rainwater covered the whole subway station. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Huh? I guess in Hong Kong, you kind of need to go outside to go to work and whatnot. So that's where the danger is. FGFG said, yes, the whole car park flooded all the time. That's true. McDonald's still open. Oh, wow, that's great. FGFG said, ha ha ha, that's great. Yeah. You can get a filet of fish, a lot of filet of fish. Like, I feel bad for the people that has to go to work. You know, like, obviously, I love that McDonald's is open, but I feel bad for, like, the people that goes there to work and they're getting paid the minimum wage and they risk their life to open the store just to give you, like, hash browns. And most customers, I bet they are not, like, appreciative too. They still complain about the orders. FGFG said, yes, especially in the airport, no transport. Yes, I know you work there, and that's pretty hard. Does the airport get flooded? And taxi fee rise to double? Yes, that's true. I guess Uber too. Like they have this surge hour thing going on. Hopefully, the Hong Kong airport is a lot newer, huh? Hong Kong airport was opened in 1907, I think. I was reading that the airport that were built in seas on the ocean and the water in Japan are all sinking. 1998. Oh yeah, that's true. You know, the first few months they have problems. Huh? Do you remember Kai Tak? Yes, but the airport railroads work. Okay, that's great. You have typhoon number 8. Can flights still come in on like typhoon number 8? FGSC said, I love Kai Tak. Yeah, that's a crazy airport. You can throw rocks and it will hit an airplane from the roof. I used to live there. Oh, wow. You remember the airplanes like right up on your head? And all the schools have double glass and sound insulation. FGFG said, yes, actually, most flights are normal under typhoon number 8. Okay, that's nice. Well, I guess it's up to the pilot if they want to fly in that condition. Yeah, like back in Florida, they closed down all the airports, even a day before the hurricane arrives. I guess like transportation in Asia are a lot more efficient. Out here, it's like it's a cluster. It's a cluster. Let's just put it that way. It's just a cluster. FGFG said, yes, you can still feel the plane over your head in a shopping mall. They have tiny museums there near Kai Tak. Yeah. Good times. Well, Kai Tak was actually like far away from the city when it opens, and now it is the middle of the city. Yeah, I have a lot of Hong Kong clients that was born after 97. And when I tell them about Kai Tak, they're like, look at me funny. Like a lot of Hong Kongers, like young Hong Kongers, have no connection with Kai Tak. And I wish they had, it's such a unique experience. FGFG said Hong Kong transportation is good, many bus in midnight. Yeah, that's great. I guess like in North America, like you can't get anywhere after like 10. Even in New York, there are like some buses running. They say it's a city that never sleeps. That's not true. It sleeps after like 10. I guess like some are still running, but like it runs like once every hour or so. But in like most Asian city, I've been told like buses are still frequent after midnight, so that's great. In Hong Kong, I don't think you really need to learn driving. Yeah, that's true. Because like the parking situation, right? It's kind of like Manhattan or even in Boston. Yeah, in the US and in Canada, yeah, you can't go anywhere without a car. Unless you live my lifestyle, which is like in my house all the time and get everything delivered to you. Like right now, the way I live is like I can live in Siberia. Well, I mean, I just need somewhere with fast internet and where Amazon will deliver. Other than that, I don't really need to be anywhere near. Hong Kong transportation is good, I think. Yeah, that's great. And the MTR is great. It's very fast, rise very frequently. Like in Hong Kong, you guys are measured in minutes, right? Like you can get to one place to another in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes. Over here, it's like you step out the door, it's like an hour before you get anywhere. It's not just the bus ride or the train ride, it's like you're waiting. The hardest part is waiting. And you have to like wait for transit and transfer, get off the bus, and you have to wait for the subway to come, and then once you get off the train, you have to like wait for the bus, and you spend most of your time waiting for things to come. Yeah. Yeah, Hong Kong is a small city, right? And also I think like Hong Kong is great because like you can do everything within your block, right? Like unless you really need to go somewhere else, your whole living can be done. Like buying groceries and doing your banking, everything could be done downstairs. FG said, I think most Asian cities, the transportation is good, but I think Hong Kong is outstanding. Yes, I would tend to agree. So, yeah, so we are coming up in 2 hours and 31 minutes. We have burned down the clock pretty good. FG said, yes, convenience stores everywhere. That's true. And I guess, like, in Hong Kong and in Asia, the convenience store actually have good food, right? Like you can get dim sum at 7-Eleven. Around here, you go into 7-Eleven, you better bring your bulletproof jacket. You better bring your flak jacket. Pack heat. Like over here, 7-Eleven, the convenience stores, like the cashier person stands behind a bulletproof glass. And they'll have shotguns under the desk because you're just expected to be robbed. So I guess like in that way, Hong Kong and Japan is a lot better than us in the US. I heard that in Hong Kong and Japan, people just like they just go to the convenience store as if it is a restaurant. FGFG said you can buy many food and pay for tax and water fee. Yes, that's true. Somebody told me that the 7-Eleven in the US is actually owned by Japan now. Like like the 7-Eleven in the US is so badly managed that the Japanese came back and to buy it up just so it doesn't go downhill, right? Yeah, it's just like so poorly managed in the US. I mean, the same hot dog is like rolling in the thing for like an entire day, right? Like, yeah, you just don't want to eat anything in the 7-Elevens around here. But like over there in Japan and Hong Kong, they are doing the right thing. You know, they have Lawson's in Japan. They have Watson's. I remember that from Hong Kong. It's also a pharmacist, right? Well, I guess like convenience store like CVS and Walgreens are doing pretty good because they have a pharmacy attached to it. FGFG said Japanese doing things are always the best. Yes, I would agree with you. All right, so the time is 2 hours and 34 minutes. There's nothing more. We can close the stream in about 2 minutes. I'm getting a bit tired. I've been talking for 2 hours. I know some streamers are online all day. I don't know how they do. I guess like if they play video games, they're doing something. But maybe one day I can like do like a 12-hour stream. So thanks for the discussion, FGFG. It's always a pleasure. And everybody on IG, if you're still there. And Aaron and Dixie Wimmer. If there's nothing further, everybody go and have a good week. Go win the lottery. Have a lot of beautiful companions and stay healthy. Live life to your fullest. Practice rituals. Do your magic. FGFG said, thank you, Dion, my friend. Have a good Sunday. Thank you, FGFG. So let magic be done. Fiat Magick. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good week. Bye-bye.